Okay, it's day 153, and I just saw this post from Q. I don't usually talk about Q very often, but I saw this MZ and RT, and I immediately thought of MBZ, Mercedes Benz, who's the weapons minister for UAE, and Rex Tillerson. And leaving the phones at the door usually means you're going into a skiff, and there's lots of people, 8 people, usually political people, being normally the intelligence committee, the Gang of Eight, or 4 or 5 people usually. Dianne Feinstein would be on one side from the Senate, Schumer. From the House side, you'd have Schiff, and you'd also have Devin Nunes, that sort of thing. A former Intel director could be like a Rogers from NSA, or one of the other ones like NGA or NRO, or it could be Clapper. But for me, IDEN has always been a mixture of radio, like push to talk type radio, and then phone. And for those not familiar with it, I can talk about that later. But here is just IDEN. Here's some of the IDEN phones. That it's kind of both a phone and a radio. What you can do is trunk the radio traffic, so I can talk from here in Washington D.C. to somebody in Pakistan on the Kashmir border, and most of the traffic goes through a line all the way around the world. And then the radio frequency is only done by a repeater here at the very end to my little network of drug traffickers or Saipov truckers driving uranium around. So here's just the feature called Moto Talk. It's a part of Motorola IDEN, and there's lots of different satellite networks to choose from. But this one here is International Satellite Services. It's almost ISIS, right out. They don't even hide it. And if you're running this stuff from like the Navy Yard, this was interesting because I always look to the Navy in these situations. Oops. Anyway, Richard Spencer is the current Secretary of the Navy right here, born in Wyoming. But I looked at this previous guy who was kind of like a Bill Clinton. He was governor of Mississippi, but then he started running the Navy during Barack Obama's time. And I think Mabus here is going to become more a part of our story in terms of running this communications network that we're talking about. It was on his watch where we had the shooting in 2013 at the Navy Yard. So we'll just put Mavis in the background here.